So this is just a recap for live stream 73, and to address the obvious, it's another losing day, and pretty much let's get into it. So came into the day, saw prices selling a little bit at the open, so decided to go short. I was looking for price to head down towards this 35 level. Had an order sitting at 34.75. Prices came to 35.25, 2 ticks away, then pulled back. Eventually closed the position for 20-point loss. Then went long on the opening trade there, took profit. Went long again. Didn't like the price action off the 709. Closed for break even. Went long, took profit. So that was for a bit of a chase here. We took profit, was in profit there. We then went long here. Prices stalled a bit. Couldn't quite get to the all-time high at the time. Was around about the 60s. Came out for a loss. Went long again. Again came out for another loss. So it's taking losses through here rather than hold a position. As you can see, price eventually got to 60. So I then took a short, thinking as prices have stalled, we may have the pullback down towards the lows. Prices, of its course, continued upwards. Would have hit that 60 area. So it was just through this area here during this chop between 10:30 a.m. and about 12:30. So about an hour after the market was open, through this area, it got chopped up, lost quite a bit. Decided to take a break and come back at 1 p.m. Came back, noticed that the prices broke out. So as prices came back, decided to, well, no, before that, decided to chase prices higher. Went long, not long after 1 p.m. after getting back to the charts, looking for a move up to, initially it was 824. Prices continued to sell, held the position, and eventually had to close for a loss, 18 points. Then went short, took profits really quickly as prices came down to where my original stop was before I exited earlier. Saw this big selling candle. Thought prices would retrace the candle. Went long. Price seemed to have stalled, so got out for a loss. And then through this area in this chop, around the point of control, was taking a series of, as you can see, here's a point of control, into this area that we had a lot of chopping earlier. Took quite a few trades. Most of them ended up being losers. Took a few small winners here off the move of VWAP. This trade here, I decided to go long, but prices seemed to have stalled, so exited not long after I exited. Prices rallied to the upside in the way I expected. After that, I went long more recently. Suffered for a pullback. Prices came pretty close towards my stop. Didn't quite get there. And eventually I exited for a gain just there of 9 points. So that's where we've ended up with our minus 35. After the first session, before taking a break, we were only down 10 points, came back, lost a further 25. On the trade performance tab here, we can see no point where we positive. We drew down, and we drew down even more. We're actually down 65 points at the lows before having a brief pullback here with a series of wins to end the day. 35.4 points to the downside. And those are pretty much the trades just there, just scrolling through them. There's a point here where we almost went positive. On the summary page, you can see here gross gains, gross losses, negative profit factor, the percentage profit, that was because there's a couple of break evens in there. Average trade, so average win, small, half the size of average loss, which is very bad. Largest win is about a third the size of the largest loss. Again, not great metrics. So the metrics are not great at all. And that's just going to wrap up the summary for today. So I did come into the market. What I tried to do differently was I actually wrote what the plan was on the chart. But I didn't follow it through here. Because price was so far away from VWAP and the 50 and the 200, decided to take a series of trades through here and ended up losing essentially. One of the true setups was around here. That would have been a loss. And the only other setup would have been just through here. That likely would have been a gain. So would have likely taken a loss here and a gain there if I would have been more patient. So despite writing the plan down, I didn't follow it. So definitely some work to do in that sense. But we'll see what comes of it tomorrow. Again, tomorrow we'll see how we perform. Did have a range expansion today. The range has been pretty tight, but the range actually expanded today, which is somewhat good. We've made new highs a couple of times. Made new highs, pulled back, broke above the previous highs there, and we've pulled back down to the VWAP below the 50 period. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, and if we'll have a continuation here to the upside. And we'll have a look here at the hourly. So that's a move off open, consolidation, move up, move back down. This is the 1 p.m. Had some follow through, closed bullish, and we've seen some more bullishness here into the close. So I think that covers everything. So thanks for watching, and we'll see what tomorrow brings.